Hey guys, it's Clint, and I'm tired. I actually shipped some boxes, some books, a box of books, to New Hampshire or Massachusetts, something like that. Massachusetts, is that it? I don't know. It's for the Plastic City Comic Con, so that's gonna be fun. I've got a lot of stuff coming. I went on a stream on Saturday morning, Thinking Critical with Wes, and it surprises me how much, like how many of the current comic books they're all reading. And at first, I feel like, oh man, I'm a poser. I don't read enough comic books. But when it comes down to it, I don't want to spend my money on comic books that I know I'm not going to like. I'm very selective, and I buy books that I think I'm going to like, and sometimes I don't. But what's wrong with that? Um, nothing at all. Anyway, but we got talking about what are the best and the worst comic books of the year, and I had my guesses on the worst, but honestly, I haven't read many of the worst because I avoid them. And for the best, I've read some good comics this year. Um, so it got me thinking. Let's compare that to the best and the worst manga of the year. And it was funny because everybody on the panel completely changed their tune, and they said, "Oh man, night and day difference. Like the best manga of the year is going to be so much better than the best American comic book of the year," and it's just a fact. That's just how it is. So anyway, then I started thinking, well, why don't we do some kind of like, remember the British invasion when you had all of these British writers that were at the time really killing it, and they came and were writing American comic books and doing a fantastic job. And yeah, we had some great American comic book writers at the time too, but they called it the British invasion for a reason. Well, why don't we do like a Japanese invasion and just start poaching some of the talent down there and just bring them here and say, hey, like treat them with respect. You want to do, tell us what you want to do. Neil Gaiman wanted to do Sandman. He wanted to do it however he wanted, and he did. Um, why don't you go and take some, well-known Japanese manga creator, pay him that 25 million that DC saved by not going to San Diego Comic Con, and say, hey, we're serious. Do something for us that's amazing. That's gonna like mark the beginning of a Japanese invasion here. Do something amazing. Do whatever you want, but just let's put a DC logo on it. Um, and they could do that, but it kind of makes me sad the more I think about it because I have seen a lot of good American comics. I don't think that you need to abandon American comics for manga in order for it to be a sustainable market. I think that you have to look at what manga is doing right, and that is that they are making great stories. It comes down to story. At the end of the day, that's what it is. There's no reason you can't do that in America here, but you could do the same thing. Like give somebody some serious freedom, give a creator out there that you know is going to crush it some serious leeway to just do something fantastic. And yeah, it can be done. Anyway, happy 4th of July. I believe in America and American creators. There's going to be, I think, good stuff coming around the bend. I'm more focused on indie comics as I have been for a number of years, and I think that's where the most exciting things are going to happen. But it's because there's just the freedom to create outside of the mainstream and whatever political landscape they have calling the shots there. You don't have to worry about it anymore. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Dracula. Technically, it's the last day. I didn't plan it to be on the 4th of July. I should have thought about it. But that's a terrible day to end a campaign. So, I'm going to be extending the campaign because why not? And so I'll have it go for another 20 days because it was a 40-day campaign. I'm going to go ahead and stretch it out. We'll have it go 20 more days. So that'll be the full 60-day campaign. And yeah, it'll be great. So if you haven't backed it yet, please do. We passed 19K. Want to hit that 20K? That's a landmark. It's a good place to be. And we're getting really close. So it's possible we could hit that today. But if you couldn't get it today, it'll be extending. It's still at the printer. They're working on their process. Basically, it's in queue at the printer because a lot of people are getting things printed. They all have paper supplies. And so I'm in line basically, but things are looking pretty good there. Fatal Progress is happening, and actually in a pretty big way. So I'll have more announcements to come for that. But in the meantime, I'm seriously busy, and I am busy actually on Fatal itself because there's some stuff that I have to do with it now that I can do with it now creatively, and so we're gonna be working on that, and hope to hear from Charlie probably tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for your support. It's people like you, readers like you, that make it possible to make independent comics and to have the freedom to be able to do it without anybody else deciding if we can or can't. So thank you so much, speaking for myself and for any other creator that you support. Also, check out Unsung on Indiegogo as well. That's the next Tiger Blue one, and I did a story in that, so it's worth it. Thanks. Bye.